Yeah, it's that, stepping up to the game, living life prepared, I'm not here for the fame. With a plan in my hand, gotta make it alright. Through the storms and the struggles, I'm ready to fight. Prepare for the worst while I aim for the best. That's unique prepping, we're reaching new heights. Living strong and ready, we're chasing the lights. With courage as armor, we'll conquer the day. Together we rise, we'll find our own way. Stacking knowledge and skills, I'm building my base. In this world of chaos, I'm finding my space. No fear in the hustle, I'm sharpening my tools. When the world brings the waves, I'm breaking the rules. Stand tall, keep grinding, never lose sight. Yeah, that's unique prepping, we're reaching new heights. Living strong and ready, we're chasing the lights. With courage as armor, we'll conquer the day. Together we rise, we'll find our own way. We'll find our own way. Stand tall, keep grinding, never lose sight. Stacking knowledge and skills, I'm building my base. In this world of chaos, I'm finding my space. No fear in the hustle, I'm sharpening my tools. When the world brings the waves, I'm breaking the rules. Stand tall, keep grinding, never lose sight. Never lose sight. Yeah, stand tall, keep grinding, never lose sight. Lift brick every chain, with Zach in the lead. We'll never feel pain, never feel pain, never feel pain. With Zach in the lead, we'll never feel pain, never feel pain, never feel pain. With Zach in the lead, we'll never feel pain. With Zach in the lead, we'll never feel pain. With Zach in the lead, we'll never feel pain. We'll never feel pain, we'll never feel pain. We'll never feel pain. Out on the road, or safe at home. Life can turn on a dime and you're on your own. But there's a light, guiding hands acts here to show you how to make a stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unique Prepping, where innovation meets preparation, and everyone's unique abilities come together to build a stronger, united community. Unique Prepping exists to empower individuals to embrace their unique strengths and abilities while preparing for the challenges of tomorrow. Our channel is about more than just survival, it's about thriving in every aspect of life. We focus on practical prepping, from mastering gardening and sustainable living to honing essential survival skills, fostering a spirit of self-reliance, and building meaningful connections with like-minded individuals who share the same goals. Why unique? Because we believe that everyone, regardless of their circumstances or abilities, has something valuable to contribute to the prepping community. We are here to break down barriers, challenge limitations, and show that preparation is for everyone. This is a space where creativity meets practicality, and where we celebrate the diverse talents and perspectives that make us stronger together. It's not about fitting into a mold. It's about embracing what makes each of us special and leveraging those strengths to overcome challenges. Here, we don't just prepare for the future, we embrace it with open arms and open minds, crafting a lifestyle that values self-reliance, resilience, and the spirit of unity. Whether it's growing our own food, building essential skills, or navigating life's challenges with unique abilities, we're here to show that nothing can hold us back. Our goal is to equip you with the tools, strategies, and confidence needed to tackle life's uncertainties head-on and emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared than ever. In this journey, we strive to empower you with knowledge, inspire you with ideas, and unite us all through a shared mission, to be ready, to be resourceful, and to be resilient. Together, we can face any storm, rise above any obstacle, and shine light on the path forward. Through collaboration and determination, we can create a community where everyone feels valued and supported, where no challenge is too great, and where the bonds we build stand the test of time. So, let's gear up, get creative, and continue this incredible journey of prepping, learning, and growing as a community. This is Unique Prepping, where every step we take is a step towards a brighter and more secure tomorrow. It's more than just a channel, it's a movement, a way of life, and a promise to face the future together. Are you ready? Let's dive in and get started. At Unique Prepping, we're all about building stronger communities and preparing for the unexpected. Now, we're taking our mission even further by partnering with Stolen Spirits, a powerful initiative focused on raising awareness for missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Together, we're blending preparedness with advocacy, shining a light on the issues that matter most. Join us as we unite for a cause, inspire change, and build a future where every voice is heard and every life is valued. Unique Prepping and Stolen Spirits, stronger together. Hello Unique Prepping community, welcome to part 4 of Unique Weather Thinking. In this installment, we dive deeper into the critical relationship between weather patterns and preparedness. Weather influences every aspect of life, and prepping is no exception. Severe storms, extreme heat, and rapid climate changes can alter landscapes, disrupt resources, and challenge survival efforts. Preppers must evaluate the potential risks in their geographic locations and prepare accordingly. Natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and droughts can devastate communities, highlighting the importance of weather-focused preparedness. Extreme weather events often cause power outages, disrupt communication networks, and lead to food and water shortages. These impacts emphasize the need for reliable backup systems and sustainable supplies. Prepping with weather in mind requires a thorough understanding of local and regional climate patterns. Knowing what types of weather events are most likely to occur allows individuals to create tailored preparedness plans. Seasonal changes play a significant role in shaping prepping strategies. Winter storms demand warm clothing, reliable heating sources, and insulated shelters. Conversely, summer heat waves require access to clean water, cooling systems, and shaded areas. Each season presents unique challenges that preppers must address to ensure safety and comfort. Weather forecasting is a vital tool for preppers. Understanding how to interpret weather reports, satellite imagery, and early warning systems can save lives. Investing in portable weather radios and apps that provide real-time updates enhances preparedness efforts. Advanced planning enables preppers to react swiftly and effectively to imminent threats. Agriculture and food supply chains are heavily influenced by weather conditions. Droughts can reduce crop yields, while floods can destroy entire harvests. Preppers who grow their food should consider weather-resistant crops, raised garden beds, and irrigation systems. Sustainable farming practices and proper storage solutions help mitigate weather-related risks. Emergency shelters must be designed with weather resilience in mind. Flood-prone areas require elevated structures, while tornado zones need reinforced safe rooms. Portable shelters should withstand harsh conditions, including strong winds and heavy rainfall. Testing shelters and evacuation plans under simulated conditions ensures readiness. Water scarcity during droughts and contamination during floods pose serious risks. Preppers should prioritize water storage, filtration, and purification. Collecting rainwater, using UV light filters, and maintaining a stockpile of bottled water can sustain households during weather-induced crises. These measures reduce reliance on external water sources. Transportation becomes challenging during extreme weather. Snow-covered roads, flooded streets, and high winds make travel risky. Preppers should equip vehicles with emergency kits, including blankets, tools, and extra fuel. Evaluating alternative routes and maintaining communication during travel increases safety. Mobility solutions tailored to weather challenges prevent isolation. Wildfires are another weather-related threat that requires proactive measures. Clearing vegetation, using fire-resistant materials, and creating defensible spaces around properties reduce wildfire risks. Preppers living in fire-prone areas should monitor air quality, have respiratory protection, and develop evacuation plans. These precautions help mitigate the destructive effects of wildfires. The psychological impact of weather-related emergencies should not be underestimated. Isolation, fear, and stress during prolonged weather crises can affect mental health. Preppers must address emotional well-being by fostering community connections and practicing stress management techniques. Ensuring access to entertainment, books, or hobbies also helps maintain morale during tough times.
Imagine being snowed in for weeks with plummeting temperatures outside. Are you prepared to handle the worst winter weather that could strike at any moment? Welcome to Preparing for the Worst Winter Weather, SHTF Emergency Prepping. As we all know, winter brings more than just the aesthetic beauty of snow. It also comes with a host of severe challenges that could turn critical in the blink of an eye. This video is your ultimate guide to staying safe and prepared during extreme winter conditions. Winter's harsh realities are no secret. We're talking blizzards that turn visibility to zero, ice storms that transform roads into skating rinks, and power outages that leave entire communities in the dark. These are not just inconveniences, they can immobilize whole communities and create life-threatening situations. Imagine being trapped at home with no power, no heat, and outside the snow is piling up, cutting you off from the rest of the world. The grocery stores are closed and the roads are impassable, and help is days, if not weeks away. It's a chilling scenario, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's not just a figment of imagination. These situations do happen, and when they do, they catch most people off guard. But not you. Not after you watch this video. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk you through a comprehensive strategy to ensure you're prepared for any winter weather event. We'll be covering essential topics like the must-have winter survival gear, steps for insulating your home, techniques for staying warm and safe during power outages, best practices for food and water storage, and how to craft a robust family emergency plan tailored for winter scenarios. Each of these topics is crucial to mastering the art of winter preparedness. And by the end of this video, you'll be ready for anything winter throws your way, ensuring you and your loved ones can face the season with confidence. But remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving when the cold sets in. So, let's dive in and get started. The cold intensifies every emergency, making preparedness not just useful, but essential for survival. When winter weather hits, the right gear can mean the difference between survival.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out every month? And here's how you...
And disaster. Surviving the biting cold is a task that demands preparation and the right tools. Let's delve into the essential winter survival gear you should have on hand. First, let's talk about thermal clothing. You'll need layers to keep the cold at bay, starting with thermal underwear to retain body heat. Next come insulating layers like wool or fleece sweaters. followed by a waterproof and windproof outer layer to protect from the elements. Don't forget your hands, feet, and head as these areas lose heat quickly. Thick socks, insulated gloves, and a warm hat are must-haves. Heat sources are another critical part of your survival kit. Portable heaters are a great option, but remember to use them safely to avoid fire hazards. Hand and body warmers can provide temporary relief from the cold, especially if you need to venture outside. Fire starters and waterproof matches can be lifesavers if you need to build a fire for warmth or cooking. Next up, emergency lighting. During a power outage, reliable lighting becomes essential. LED lanterns and flashlights are efficient and long-lasting. Remember to stock up on batteries. Solar-powered lights are also a great option as they can be recharged during the day for use at night. Don't forget about candles, too. They can provide both light and a small amount of heat. And let's not forget about a basic first aid kit. It should include bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, medical tape, and a thermal blanket. Also, consider adding a whistle to your kit. It can be used to signal for help if you're stranded or in danger. Remember, in a winter emergency, your gear can be your lifeline. Being prepared with the right supplies can make a significant difference in your ability to stay safe and endure the harsh conditions. The cold can be relentless, but with the right gear, you'll be ready to face the challenges of winter head-on. Your home is your fortress against the cold, but it needs to be properly fortified. Let's delve into the critical steps to winterize your home, ensuring it's a snug haven of warmth even when the temperature drops dramatically outside. First, insulation is key. It's the thermal blanket that keeps your home warm, reducing the demand on your heating system. The attic is a great place to start. It's like wearing a hat in winter. It keeps the heat from escaping. Insulate your walls and floors over unheated areas too, such as crawl spaces. Don't forget to seal windows and doors as they can be major sources of heat loss. Weather stripping and window insulator kits can be effective and economical solutions. Next, let's talk about your water pipes. Frozen pipes can lead to costly damage, not to mention the inconvenience of being without water. To prevent this, insulate exposed pipes, especially those in unheated areas. This can be as simple as wrapping them with foam insulation tubes. Keep a small trickle of water running from faucets connected to vulnerable pipes. This keeps the water moving, reducing the chance of freezing. Now, onto your heating systems. Whether you rely on a furnace, a wood-burning stove, or a space heater, it's important to ensure these systems are in top working order before winter arrives. Have your furnace serviced annually. If you use a wood-burning stove, have the chimney cleaned and inspected to avoid buildup that could lead to a fire. As for space heaters, remember to use them safely. Keep them away from flammable materials and never leave them unattended. What if you lose power? A backup heat source can be a lifesaver. This could be anything from a generator to a propane heater. But remember, safety first. Always use generators and propane heaters outdoors to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. In conclusion, a well-prepared home is not just a comfortable living space, but also a protective shield against winter's harsh conditions. It's a place where you can weather the storm, secure in the knowledge that you've taken every precaution to ensure your safety and comfort. A well-prepared home can be a safe haven in the harshest winter conditions. Staying warm is vital, but it's equally important to do it safely. As we delve into the heart of winter preparedness, let's explore how to maintain warmth and safety during power outages. First off, let's talk generators. If you have one, it can be a lifesaver during a power outage, but remember, never operate a generator indoors or in an enclosed space. To prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, always place it outside, away from windows and vents. And don't forget to have a battery-operated carbon monoxide detector on hand. This silent killer is odorless and colorless, so a detector is your best defense. Now let's consider alternative heating methods. A wood-burning stove or fireplace can provide much-needed warmth when the power's out. But it's not just about lighting a fire. You'll want to ensure your chimney is clean and in good repair to prevent house fires and carbon monoxide buildup. If you don't have a fireplace, portable propane heaters can also be a good option. But like generators, they should never be used indoors without proper ventilation. Another technique is to use thermal mass to your advantage. By heating up large objects during the day, like rocks or water containers, you can release that stored heat slowly during the night. This can be particularly useful if you're without a heat source. Don't forget about insulation either. Bubble wrap on windows, draft stoppers on doors, and even hanging blankets on walls can all help to trap heat inside your dwelling. And finally, let's not underestimate the power of layers. Dressing in multiple layers of clothing can help you retain heat. Start with thermal underwear, add an insulating middle layer, and top it off with a weather-resistant outer layer. Also, protect your extremities, your head, hands, and feet, as they lose heat the fastest. But remember, all these methods of staying warm come with their own risks. Always ensure proper ventilation to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning, and never leave fires or heating devices unattended. Remember, warmth is vital, but safety should never be compromised. Keep these tips in mind, and you'll be well on your way to a safe and warm winter. Food and water are the basics of survival, but in winter, they need special attention. When it comes to storing food and water in cold conditions, it's all about location and insulation. Store your food and water in a place that's going to stay above freezing but below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, such as a basement or insulated storage room. This will prevent your food from spoiling and your water from freezing. It's essential to choose food items that have a long shelf life and require minimal preparation. Canned goods, dried foods, and freeze-dried meals are excellent choices. You might also consider storing cooking oil, as it provides a high calorie count to keep you energized in the cold. Your water supply is just as crucial as your food storage. To prevent your water lines from freezing, consider insulating them with foam pipe insulation and heat tape. And always remember to store extra water, at least 1 gallon per person per day for both drinking and sanitation. Now, what happens when your primary appliances are down and you need to cook? This is where having alternative cooking methods comes in handy. Propane stoves, butane cookers, or even a simple outdoor fire pit can be lifesavers. But safety first. Always ensure proper ventilation when cooking indoors with these methods to prevent carbon monoxide buildup. And if you're using an open fire, never leave it unattended. You may also want to invest in a manual can opener. It's a simple tool, but in a situation where power is out, it can be crucial for accessing your stored food. Finally, consider storing some comfort food items. The harsh winter conditions can take a toll on morale, and a familiar treat can provide a much-needed boost. Remember, the goal is not just to survive, but to thrive. By storing food and water properly, you can ensure you stay nourished and hydrated even in the coldest winter. This can make a significant difference in your ability to withstand and recover from a winter emergency. Proper food and water storage can ensure you stay nourished and hydrated even in the coldest winter. An emergency plan is your roadmap to survival when normal systems fail. In the icy grip of winter, having a family emergency plan isn't just a good idea, it's a necessity. This plan is your strategy, your game plan when the worst-case scenario becomes reality. It's the playbook that everyone in your household can turn to when things get tough. Now, how do we create this life-saving plan? Start by identifying the risks. Winter brings a unique set of challenges, from power outages to icy roads to extreme cold. Understand these challenges and plan accordingly. Next, design an effective communication strategy. If your usual means of communication go down, what's your backup plan? How will you reach out to family members if cell service is unavailable? Consider options like walkie-talkies or emergency radios. Then establish a meeting point. If your home becomes unsafe, where will you go? It could be a local community center, a friend's house, or even a designated outdoor location if necessary. Ensure everyone in your family knows the location and how to get there, even in harsh winter conditions. Also, consider the special needs of your household. Do you have young children, elderly family members, or pets? Your plan should address their needs too. For example, if you have a baby, your emergency kit should include baby food and diapers. If you have a dog, don't forget to stock up on pet food. Finally, practice makes perfect. Regularly review and rehearse your emergency plan. This helps everyone remember the steps and can identify any gaps in the plan that need to be addressed. Remember, the goal is to ensure everyone knows what to do, where to go, and how to communicate when normal systems fail. Tailor this plan to your family's specific needs and the unique challenges of winter weather. An effective emergency plan can be the difference between chaos and order when disaster strikes. So, take the time now to prepare and give yourself the peace of mind that you're ready for whatever winter throws your way. We've covered everything from gear to home fortification to planning, all crucial for mastering the art of winter preparedness. We've delved into the essentials, from survival gear and home insulation techniques to food storage and crafting an emergency plan. This knowledge is your armor against the harsh winter weather. Remember, preparedness isn't just about survival, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. Don't get caught unprepared when severe winter weather strikes.
Reliable weatherproof gear is a cornerstone of effective prepping. Durable tents, waterproof tarps, and heavy-duty clothing protect individuals during extreme weather events. Investing in high-quality, weather-resistant equipment ensures longevity and dependability in harsh conditions. Testing gear before emergencies helps identify weaknesses. Solar power systems provide an alternative energy source during prolonged outages. Solar panels, generators, and battery packs enable preppers to charge devices, run essential appliances, and maintain lighting. Solar solutions are especially valuable in regions with frequent hurricanes or blizzards. Backup energy ensures survival during extended disruptions. Fireproof and waterproof storage containers protect vital documents, electronics, and supplies. Important items such as identification, insurance papers, and communication devices must remain safe from damage. Proper storage reduces recovery time and ensures critical information is accessible when needed. Portable stoves and cooking systems offer flexibility during emergencies. Weather conditions often disrupt traditional cooking methods. Compact stoves, fuel tablets, and cookware designed for extreme conditions allow preppers to prepare hot meals. Proper nutrition is essential during crises to maintain physical and mental strength. Weather-resistant clothing ensures comfort and safety. Insulated jackets, waterproof boots, and thermal underwear protect against hypothermia during cold weather. Lightweight, moisture-wicking materials keep individuals cool during heat waves. Investing in specialized clothing reduces the risk of weather-related injuries and illnesses. Portable water filtration systems are indispensable for preppers. Devices such as LifeStraw, Sawyer filters, and UV purifiers ensure access to safe drinking water. Contaminated water during floods or droughts can lead to severe health issues. Keeping multiple filtration options on hand increases preparedness. Communication devices are critical for staying informed. Two-way radios, weather radios, and satellite phones ensure communication during power outages or network failures. Access to real-time weather updates and emergency broadcasts allows preppers to make informed decisions. Reliable communication tools improve coordination. Weather-related prepping also involves medical supplies tailored to specific scenarios. Heatstroke, frostbite, and respiratory issues caused by smoke or cold air require appropriate first aid solutions. Stocking up on medications, respiratory masks, and thermal blankets prepares preppers for medical emergencies related to extreme weather. Building a weather-specific emergency kit streamlines preparedness. Including items such as hand warmers, rain ponchos, cooling towels, and fire-starting kits addresses diverse weather challenges. Tailored kits reduce reliance on improvisation during crises. Keeping kits accessible and updated enhances preparedness. Training and practice build confidence in using weather-specific tools. Practicing evacuation drills, setting up shelters, and using emergency gear improves proficiency. Familiarity with tools and procedures reduces stress during real emergencies. Preparation translates into quicker, more effective responses when weather strikes.
Imagine, it's minus 20 degrees. Your power's been out for 3 days. No heat, no light, no running water. This nightmare became reality for 4.5 million Americans last winter. The difference between those who survived comfortably and those who didn't? Just 10 critical items. And in the next few minutes, I'm revealing exactly what they are. Because let's face it, winter blackouts aren't just inconvenient anymore. They're becoming deadlier each year. Stay until the end to discover the one item that 97% of preppers get wrong. Number 10. Heat sources. Picture this. Your power's just gone out, and that cozy 72-degree home is about to become your biggest enemy. Here's what researchers discovered during December 2024's massive Northeast blackout. Most homes drop to unsafe temperatures within just 6 hours. Your survival window, 48 hours before hypothermia becomes a real threat. But here's what most tutorials won't tell you. Indoor-safe propane heaters have evolved. The new Mr. Heater Flex series, released just last month, covers 450 square feet and runs 12 hours on a low setting, twice the efficiency of older models. Cost? About $120. Your life? Priceless. But here's the game changer. Zone heating. Don't heat your whole house, heat your survival room. Pick a smaller room, ideally upstairs, where heat naturally rises. One propane heater, one room, 5 times longer heat supply. Critical update. The Consumer Safety Board reported 27 carbon monoxide incidents last month from people using outdoor heaters inside. Here are the only 3 indoor safe options. Catalytic heaters, newest technology, radiant propane heaters with oxygen sensors, kerosene heaters with safety switches. Arctic survival expert Mike Foster tested 17 portable heaters this winter. His verdict? Layer your heat sources. One primary heater isn't enough anymore with these extreme weather patterns. Start with a $120 propane heater, add $30 worth of emergency candles, they add 5 degrees in small rooms, and grab those trending USB-powered heating pads. They're selling out fast after going viral on survival forums. Number 9. Light solutions. When the sun sets during a blackout, your home becomes a maze of invisible dangers. Last December in Boston, emergency rooms saw a 300% spike in home injuries during blackouts, all because people couldn't see where they were going. The good news? You don't have to stumble around in the dark. Here are the latest lighting solutions that actually work. Runtime Kings, solar-powered LED lanterns. These aren't your grandpa's lanterns. The new 2024 models from BioLite can run for 50 hours on a single charge. Plus, they'll recharge even on cloudy winter days. Emergency backup, chemical light sticks. Here's what most people miss. Get the military-grade ones. They last 12 hours, not the usual 6, and work in extreme cold, unlike battery-powered options. Smart solution, motion sensing stick-on lights. This is trending among preppers right now. These new adhesive lights automatically light up when you walk by, using minimal battery life. Perfect for marking emergency exits and stairs. But here's the crucial part. Recent studies show 82% of people realize they need proper lighting only after it's too late. Don't wait until the power's already out. Pro tip, store your lights in multiple rooms. During the Texas blackout last month, people got trapped in rooms without light sources. Don't make the same mistake. Number 8, water storage and filtration. Picture this. Your pipes are frozen solid, the tap's bone dry, and that case of bottled water you bought, it's frozen too. This exact scenario hit Texas last December, leaving thousands scrambling. Recent EPA data shocked experts. 68% of Americans severely underestimate their winter water needs. But here's the critical part. Most survival channels won't tell you. Winter dehydration is silent and deadly. Your body's thirst response decreases by 40% in cold weather. Let's get practical. FEMA's 2024 guidelines changed everything. 1 gallon per person daily? That's outdated. The University of Michigan's groundbreaking study shows we need 20% more water in winter. Why? Your body's burning through calories just staying warm. Now, let's destroy some dangerous myths. Those viral TikTok bathtub storage videos? Pure disaster. Here's the unfiltered truth about water storage. Waterbricks revolutionized the game with their 3.5-gallon stackable design. Stack them like Legos, store them anywhere. But here's an insider tip. The new Aquatainer BPA-free containers actually outperformed Waterbricks in freeze tests. Budget option? Clean 2-liter soda bottles. The CDC confirmed they're safer than milk jugs because of their superior seal. But whatever you choose, keep it off concrete floors. They accelerate freezing. Filtrations where most preppers fail. Those trendy UV wands flooding Amazon, useless below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The CDC's winter testing exposed a shocking truth. 89% of standard filters crack in freezing temps. Here's what the pros use. Gravity-fed systems. Berkey and Sawyer's new winter models use advanced ceramic elements. They survived minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit in laboratory tests. But remember this life-saving hack. Store filters in your sleeping bag at night. A frozen filter equals contaminated water. Latest research from Johns Hopkins revealed something terrifying. Just 48 hours without water in freezing conditions can impair judgment by 30%. That's why the old 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water rule needs updating for winter scenarios. Remember, when the power grid fails, water infrastructure follows within hours. Don't learn this lesson the hard way. Number 7, foods and cooking methods. Picture this: total darkness, freezing temperatures, and your stomach's growling. In December 2024, FEMA's shocking report revealed 82% of Americans are dangerously underprepared for winter food emergencies. But you're about to join the prepared 18%. Let's talk survival fuel. The military just revolutionized emergency nutrition with their new 3600 calorie bars. These aren't your average granola bars. They're engineered to sustain you for a full 24 hours with a 5-year shelf life. Grab at least 3 per family member. Now, protein. The latest research from survival experts shows we need 50% more protein during cold emergencies than previously thought. Your power moves? Stock up on low-sodium canned salmon, tuna, and chicken. Recent innovations in canning technology mean these now pack 40% more protein and last up to 7 years. Here's a game changer most people miss: vacuum-sealed dried fruits. They're not just for snacking, they're psychological survival tools. Studies show maintaining familiar tastes reduces panic in emergencies. Plus, they prevent the dreaded food fatigue that hits 72 hours into a blackout. The new vacuum sealing technology extends shelf life to 2 years. Cooking methods? This is where most preppers fail. Traditional butane stoves often fail below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's why dual fuel systems are your lifeline. The latest models feature piezo ignition, no matches needed, and can switch between butane and alcohol fuel. This redundancy could save your life. The secret weapon: new generation sterno fuel. It's been redesigned to work at minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, unlike older versions that froze at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. 1 can equals 15 hot meals. Basic math: a family of 4 needs a minimum of 6 cans for a week's emergency. Latest trend: smart storage rotation. Download FEMA's new app. It tracks expiration dates and sends reminders every 6 months. Because the only thing worse than no food? Expired emergency supplies when you need them most. Remember, winter blackouts aren't a question of if anymore. Meteorologists predict a 300% increase in severe winter storms for 2025. Your preparation starts now. Number 6, communication devices. When every second counts during a winter blackout, your smartphone might as well be a paperweight. But here's what the latest research from December 2024 reveals about staying connected when everything goes dark. First up, emergency weather radios. The Midland ER40 just revolutionized the game with its 60-hour battery life and device charging capability. During the recent Canadian ice storms, it was the only link between isolated communities and emergency services. Here's why it matters. It receives NOAA weather alerts automatically, even when you're sleeping, and the new solar panel charges twice as fast as previous models. But here's what most people miss: satellite messengers. The new Garmin InReach Mini 3
If you think what's happening in California is bad, be prepared for major disasters in these cities. If you've been
weighs just 4 ounces but can send SOS signals even when buried under 3 feet of snow. Yeah, it's a $400 investment, but check this out. It offers 2-way texting, location sharing, and weather forecasts without cell service. Ask Sarah from Minnesota. It saved her entire family when their car got stranded in last month's blizzard. Her story went viral after she used it to guide rescue teams through zero visibility conditions. Now, the game changer, two-way ham radios. The Baofeng UV5R costs under $30, but here's the crucial part. You need a license. During the Texas grid failure last winter, licensed ham operators coordinated rescue efforts when all other communications failed. The latest FCC report shows a 300% increase in ham license applications after recent disasters. Here's a pro tip. Join local ham radio groups now. They run emergency drills monthly. Speaking of protection, store these in a Faraday bag. Recent solar flare activity has tripled, and NASA warns we're entering an unusually active solar cycle. A single EMP pulse could fry your emergency comms. The military-grade mission darkness bags are worth every penny. They block 100% of signals and survived extreme testing at minus 40 degrees. Quick power hack. Get the new lithium battery packs for your radios. They last 3 times longer than standard batteries in freezing temperatures. And absolutely critical, keep a paper copy of emergency frequencies and contact numbers. When the Montana ice storm hit last week, people with written emergency info got help 4 hours faster than those relying on digital storage. Don't wait until you're in the dark to test these. One of these devices could be the difference between rescue and disaster. Here's what you do tonight. Check your emergency radio's batteries, download offline maps, and write down those emergency frequencies. Because when seconds count, having the right communication tools already tested and ready isn't just convenient, it's survival. Number 5, power banks and batteries. When the grid fails, your phone becomes a lifeline. But here's what most people don't know. According to December 2024 research by PowerTech Labs, 78% of blackout-related emergencies involved failed communication devices. The solution isn't just any power bank, it's choosing the right one. Let's dive deeper into power banks that could save your life. The 26,800 mAh capacity isn't random. New 2024 FAA guidelines confirm this is the maximum legal capacity for air travel while still packing enough punch to charge your phone 7 times. Think about it. That's an entire week of emergency communications. But capacity isn't everything. The latest survival trend? LiFePO4 power banks. These aren't your regular batteries. While standard power banks fail at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, LiFePO4 keeps working down to minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Black & Solar's newest model combines power with a 140 degrees Fahrenheit hand warmer function, essential when hypothermia threatens. Here's what emergency response teams discovered in recent blackouts. 65W charging isn't just faster, it's crucial. When power returns briefly, you need maximum charging speed. Multiple ports aren't a luxury, they're a necessity. Share power with neighbors, charge essential medical devices, or power emergency radios simultaneously. The built-in flashlight feature saved lives during the Canadian ice storms last winter. But here's the game-changing tip: emergency services don't tell you. Get a power bank with an SOS strobe function. It uses minimal battery while maximizing visibility to rescue teams. Storage matters more than most realize. The 40% charge rule comes from MIT's latest battery research. They found that batteries stored at 40% maintain 89% capacity after 5 years, compared to just 65% when stored fully charged. Set quarterly testing reminders. The first Sunday of each season works perfectly. The stakes are rising. Climate data shows winter storms intensifying by 14% annually. Texas 2021 wasn't a freak incident. It was a warning. Over 200 people died, many because they couldn't call for help. Remember this: power banks under $20 often fail in extreme cold. Invest in quality now, or risk being powerless when it matters most. The choice is yours. Number 4. First, aid and medications. Picture this: the power grid just failed and the temperature's plummeting. Your heart medication is sitting in that kitchen cabinet. According to January 2025's Emergency Medicine Journal, 68% of Americans aren't prepared for medication emergencies during blackouts. Your winter medical kit needs serious upgrading. The American College of Emergency Physicians just released shocking data. Cold-related injuries have doubled in the past year. But here's what they don't tell you: it's not just about bandages anymore. Start with cold-specific essentials. Medical-grade instant heat packs. New crystallization technology lasts 12 hours. Frostbite treatment gel contains new glycerol compounds for tissue protection. Digital hypothermia thermometers rated to -40 degrees Fahrenheit waterproof trauma dressings that won't freeze medical-grade superglue, vital for cuts when you can't reach emergency services. But let's talk about your medications. The FDA's December report revealed a critical oversight. 73% of life-saving medications become compromised during power outages. Think about your prescriptions right now. Insulin, thyroid medication, blood thinners, they're all at risk. Here's your comprehensive medication survival strategy. Invest in a Medicool Pro battery-powered cooler. New lithium battery technology maintains perfect temperature for 72 hours. Create a rotating 30-day emergency supply. Mark expiration dates clearly. Use phase change material containers. They maintain stable temperatures for 48 hours. Install battery-powered temperature monitors with smartphone alerts. Keep medication information cards waterproof. Include dosages and emergency protocols. The latest research from Johns Hopkins shows that medication effectiveness drops by 30% in extreme cold. But here's what's crucial: store medications in multiple locations. Don't keep all your supplies in one place. Use the 3-3-3 rule. 3 locations, 3 different types of storage, and 3 backup plans. Remember the 2024 Northeast blackout? 82% of medication emergencies happened within the first 48 hours. Don't become a statistic. Your action plan starts now. Get these supplies before the next storm hits. Number 3. Winter clothing and blankets. Your winter layers serve as more than just clothing. They serve as your survival suit. Let me show you why. Last December's Arctic blast taught us a brutal lesson. When temperatures hit record lows, emergency rooms saw a 300% spike in hypothermia cases. Here's what the survivors did differently. First layer. The game changer. Merino wool base layer.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look.
Not the old scratchy wool your grandpa wore. Recent tests show modern merino retains 90% warmth even when damp. Synthetic alternatives like the new Polar Tech Power Grid release in 2024 actually underperformed in sub-zero conditions. Second layer, the heat trap, fleece or wool mid-layers. The latest research from the Norwegian Arctic Institute revealed a shocking find. Trapped air pockets matter more than material thickness. Think loose, not tight. Outer layer, the shield. Here's where 97% get it wrong. Skip those trendy down jackets. New waterproof breathable materials like Gore-Tex Infinium show 40% better performance in wet snow conditions. For blankets, the winter survival hierarchy goes like this. Emergency Mylar blankets, primary survival tool, reflects 90% body heat wool blankets. Recent tests prove they insulate even when wet. The game-changing discovery: hybrid blankets with ceramic-infused fibers, showing 30% better heat retention than traditional options. Critical tip most miss: layer your blankets like your clothes. Tests show 3 lighter blankets outperform 1 heavy blanket by 60%. Remember, in a blackout, your clothing system isn't about comfort, it's about survival. The right layers can mean the difference between life and death. Number 2. Alternative heating tools. Picture this. The power grid just failed, and temperatures are plummeting below zero. Your survival now depends on understanding these critical heating alternatives that most preppers overlook. Recent studies from the National Weather Service show a 40% increase in extended winter blackouts. The average duration, 89 hours. That's why layering multiple heating solutions isn't just smart, it's essential. Let's dive into body warmers. The latest Hot Hands Body Warmer XL revolutionized personal heating. They've enhanced their iron oxidation formula, creating sustained heat for 24 hours straight. But here's the game changer: strategic placement. Place them on your femoral arteries, inner thighs, to warm blood flow throughout your body. Indoor heating got a major upgrade with the Mr. Heater Portable Buddy's new features. Its dual sensor technology now detects both oxygen depletion and carbon monoxide. But remember, manufacturer data shows 82% of accidents happen from improper ventilation. The rule: 1 square inch of ventilation per 1,000 BTUs. Wanbras. Breaking news in the prepping world. The Thermacell Heat Wrap series introduced graphene heating technology. This military-grade tech maintains 104 degrees Fahrenheit for 6 hours using just a 2,000 mAh battery capacity. They're testing a solar charging version scheduled for early 2025. Create a 3-layer heating system: body warmers for personal heat, a catalytic heater for room temperature, and emergency backup options like the new Wooltech ThermaSave blankets, rated for -40 degrees Fahrenheit conditions. The National Fire Protection Association's latest guidelines mandate a 3-foot clearance around heating devices, install battery-powered carbon monoxide detectors on every floor, testing monthly. The CDC documented that survivability rates increase by 74% with proper detector placement. Store these items in an easily accessible, grab-and-warm container. Label expiration dates. Body warmers lose 5% efficiency every year past the manufacture date. Take action now. Winter blackout calls to emergency services doubled in December 2024. Don't become another statistic. Your 72-hour survival window starts the moment power fails. Number 1. Emergency documents picture. This: a devastating winter storm hits your area. The power's been out for days, temperatures are plummeting, and suddenly your basement starts flooding from burst pipes. In these critical moments, your most valuable possessions aren't your TV or furniture. They're your essential documents. Recent FEMA statistics reveal a disturbing trend. Winter-related document loss has surged by 40% since last year. But here's what's even more shocking. Insurance claims for document replacement are being rejected at an unprecedented rate of 35% due to improper storage. Let's break down the essentials you need to protect in 2024. First layer: critical identity documents, your enhanced Real ID. Mandatory for federal buildings starting March 2024. Updated COVID-19 and vaccination records, including new variant boosters, social security cards with the latest holographic security features, birth certificates with apostille certification for international validity. Second layer: financial security, bank statements showing emergency funds, new cryptocurrency cold storage passwords, updated insurance policies, especially with new winter storm clauses, property deeds, and mortgage documents. Third layer: medical protection, current prescriptions list with dosages, medical power of attorney recent test results, and diagnoses emergency contact information for your healthcare providers. The National Weather Service now recommends the new 3-2-1 document protection system. 3 copies of each document, 2 different storage types, physical and digital, 1 copy stored at least 100 miles from your home investment tip. The latest waterproof document containers now come with built-in humidity indicators and QR code tracking, a game changer for document preservation. Take action now. Grab a fireproof, waterproof document container rated for at least 30 minutes at 1,550 degrees Fahrenheit. Create digital backups using 256-bit encryption. And most importantly, Update your emergency contact list quarterly. Remember, in a winter crisis, these papers become your lifeline to recovery. Don't let a $30 investment stand between you and your family's security. Winter blackouts aren't a matter of if, but when. Last year, thousands learned this lesson too late. Don't be one of them. Take action now. Order these 10 items before winter hits peak. Create your family's blackout plan today. Store everything in an easily accessible place. Test your gear monthly. Share this guide with loved ones. Because when the grid goes down and temperatures drop, it's not just about comfort, it's about survival. The time to prepare isn't during the storm, it's right now. Hit like if this helped, subscribe for more.
Adapting to changing weather patterns requires flexibility and ongoing assessment. Weather change is altering weather behaviors, increasing the frequency and intensity of extreme events. Preppers must reevaluate their strategies regularly to address emerging threats. Updating preparedness plans ensures relevance to current conditions. Urban preppers face unique challenges. Dense populations, limited resources, and infrastructure vulnerabilities amplify risks. Urban prepping strategies should prioritize mobility, access to communal shelters, and alternative energy sources. Balancing space constraints with weather-specific needs ensures urban resilience. Rural areas benefit from access to land and resources but face isolation during emergencies. Preppers in rural regions should focus on self-sufficiency, including food production and water collection. Building strong community networks enhances resource sharing during weather-related crises. International travel exposes individuals to unfamiliar weather conditions. Preppers traveling abroad must research local climate risks and pack accordingly. Carrying universal emergency supplies, including compact filtration devices and weather-appropriate clothing, ensures preparedness regardless of location. Knowledge of local resources aids adaptation. Collaborating with local communities strengthens preparedness efforts. Community shelters, food banks, and emergency response teams provide additional support during weather crises. Sharing resources and knowledge creates a network of resilience. Participation in drills and training programs improves community-wide readiness. Leveraging technology enhances weather-based prepping. Smartphone apps, drones, and satellite imagery provide valuable information. Monitoring weather changes in real time enables preppers to adapt swiftly. Using data-driven solutions improves decision-making and resource allocation during crises. Preserving resources ensures long-term resilience. Rotating food supplies, maintaining equipment, and replenishing emergency kits avoid shortages. Regular inventory checks and replacements maintain preparedness levels. Efficient resource management prevents wastage and extends survival capabilities. Self-sustaining systems reduce reliance on external resources. Renewable energy, permaculture gardening, and rainwater harvesting create self-reliance. Designing systems that withstand weather challenges ensures consistent access to essentials. Sustainable practices build resilience against prolonged crises. Education empowers individuals to adapt. Learning survival skills, understanding weather patterns, and practicing critical thinking build confidence. Attending workshops, reading guides, and participating in training enhances knowledge. Education equips preppers to make informed choices. Reflecting on past experiences guides future strategies. Analyzing the successes and failures of previous weather-related preparations reveals valuable lessons. Incorporating feedback into updated plans improves outcomes. Reflection ensures continuous improvement in weather-based prepping.
Hey guys, welcome back. I am Jason Salyer, and winter is upon us. It's been in the 20s the past few nights in a row, and it is brisk. This is my normal everyday carry pack. It is a Hill People Gear Tarahu Mara pack. It's very small. It's big enough to carry all the need to haves. Very little room for the want to haves. And I can spend the night outside in the wintertime with just this pack, with the contents in this pack. But however, it's pretty uncomfortable. You're going to have to keep a fire going for the most part all night long in order to stop shivering. So now that winter is here, and I'm a little bit late actually, it's time to transition to a bigger pack. This is probably the biggest pack that I've ever had. It is
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save. And then I wake.
a monstrosity. It is the EXO or EXO. I don't know how to say it. I'm not the gear guy. Forgive me. The EXO Mountain Gear pack. This one is, what size is this? This is the 4800. 4800. This pack has more than enough room to carry all the stuff that I would need to be extremely comfortable for an extended period of time out in the woods, for sure. And this is the one that I'm going to keep in my truck during the wintertime because of that, so I can be cozy. I've got all the things I need. If I'm just going to camp out of my truck, I can sleep in the back of my truck, sleep in the truck. I can make camp miles and miles away because this pack, I have not thoroughly tried this thing out yet, so this is not a review of the pack, but it's extremely comfortable to wear in just the short period of time that I've tried it out. But I'm going to use it all winter long, next few months, and then I'll be able to give a more thorough review of what I like, pros and cons about this thing. But anyway, as we transition into winter time, basically all I'm doing, nothing's changing for the most part. It's the same contents that are in the small pack. I'm just upping my game as far as shelter and clothing. In the very top of the pack here, we can unbuckle this top flap here. All that I've got in here is just an extra, what do you call these, battery bank, power bank to charge my phone. Generally speaking, when I'm out in the woods, I don't like having my phone on me, but for the most part, I'm having to film things. So having a way to charge my phone up is a really, really good idea. The only thing I do not have in here is the charging cable. I need to make sure I have that in here, not only for charging this device in my truck, but so I can charge my phone off of this. I need to make sure I have those in here. That's on the to-do list. And then in the top, here is just stuff that I'm going to use on a regular basis, just easy access things. This is my canteen cup. This is a Stanley cook pot, by far my favorite cook pot because it's got this closing kind of locking lid that keeps everything contained. I like that a lot, and it has a lid, so when you stick it in the fire, if you're boiling water or cooking, it's going to keep all the ashes and debris and sticks and stuff out of your water, and that's kind of nice because I'm not a savage. So I like the Stanley cook pot, and as you can see, this one's been used a lot. So I've got a way to boil my water. And then I keep in there a small mesh pouch, right? Now let's just go on the bottom first. But in the bottom, I keep some tinder. So I know that it's going to stay dry. This bag is a fairly dry bag, and it's in the bottom of this pot here. So it's going to stay fairly dry, even if I'm getting rained on. But I just keep some tinder in there because, as anyone knows, especially if you live in the South, things are wet pretty much all the time. It can be a pain in the neck sometimes. And this looks like cedar bark, and it's going to be really, really good stuff. And it's just dry, so I could save my time. I can be looking for tinder as I'm out and about and be collecting it as I go, but this is ready to use. And that's in the bottom of my pot there. And in here, we'll just dump her on out. I'll show you what I got on there. I keep it in this mesh bag so I can keep all that stuff organized when I'm using the pot. That's a big deal because otherwise, what the heck are you going to do with all that crap that was in your pot? You're going to dump it out on the ground? No. So I keep it in this mesh bag. It's organized. I can throw it in the pack while I'm using the pot. But I've got some instant coffees here because, you know, it's nice to have a hot brew. I can make pine needle tea and all that good stuff, but it's just nice to have something ready to go. I've got some tinder tabs here. These are the Cheetos fire plugs, I believe they're called. I got these from Wazoo Gear. These are by far my favorite fire starters. And in conjunction with this Exotac ferro rod here. So ferro rod works really, really good. So I can light these up, piece of cake. And this is my backup. And by the way, if something is missing, if you're not seeing it in my pack, chances are it's probably in my pockets. We're not going over what I keep in my pockets. This is just what's in my pack. But in my pocket, I always have a lighter, and there's also a backup Bic lighter in my pack. So between the lighter that's in my pocket, and this ferro rod here, these fire plugs, I'm almost guaranteed to have a fire. I'm not going to say guaranteed, but pretty much all but 100% guaranteed to have a fire. A thin roll of duct tape here. I don't know how much this is. It's probably about, I don't know, 15 feet, something like that, give or take. Quite a bit of duct tape here. This is the Gorilla Tape, so it's really good stuff. I use this for everything. You can use it from starting fires to bandages. You can patch your gear. I've plugged holes on my poncho before with the duct tape. It's really useful stuff. I have a small DC4, I believe it is, from Fall Kniving knife sharpener. My spoon, which I cut the handle off so I can use it, so it fits in my pot really easily, but it works for my Mountain House meals and all that good stuff. I've got spare batteries. These are spare batteries for the flashlight that stays in my pocket. AAAs. A sewing kit from Exotac. I really like this. Well, this is a great big roll of duct tape. So kind of redundant to carry this in here. I could probably ditch that, but then again, you can never have too much duct tape. A great big needle. And then underneath this roll, this little strip of duct tape right here is some really strong thread. So I can patch up my pack, my clothes, whatever. And if anybody has spent any time out in the woods, you're going to tear your clothes on branches and briars and stuff like that. It's just going to happen. I believe all the Exotec stuff is made in America. I'm not 100% sure on all of their products, but most of their stuff says made in the USA, just like that. So that's a big win. And then I've got in this small tin, I just keep a small little fishing kit, not necessarily for survival's sake, but I like to fish and I like to have a little small kit like this ready to go. This is just some braided fishing line here. I think it's 20-pound test, some hooks and some sinkers. And with this tiny little kit right here, I can catch most of the fish species in my area pretty easily. On the top next to my metal cup there, it's just a small first aid kit. This one's not bad. It's got the stuff to stop some pretty severe bleeding if necessary, like a SWAT tee. Not my favorite tourniquet, but I'd be very grateful to have it if I was bleeding out. So I like that a lot. I also keep a tourniquet in my pocket. I've got another one in my truck and another much more substantial med kit from Bear Independent that I like a lot more, but it's bigger, it's bulkier, so I just keep it in the truck. I don't necessarily carry it in my pack all the time. But this one's nice and small. It's got some what do you call it? I'm going blank. Quick clot. There we go. I was going to say stop bleed, but I knew that wasn't right. So quick clot in there, some rubber gloves, a SWAT tourniquet, and then some bandages like Band-Aids, boo-boo kind of stuff, which is probably most likely what you're going to need anyway. But good to have a small first aid kit in there. I can always improvise this stuff. Like I'll show you in a second. I keep big cloth in here, cotton cloth. Cotton cloth combined with some duct tape makes a perfect bandage. All right, in this side pocket here, side pouch, I've got my Grail water filter, and this is the big one. This is the 24-ounce one, I believe it is. So I like the Grail water filters because I can not just filter my water, but I can also carry the water in it. So it's also my water bottle. The one thing you have to be careful about in the wintertime is these things freezing and possibly damaging. I don't want that to happen, so I've just got to be careful to take this out of my pack and take it in the house at night so it doesn't freeze inside the truck. I'll do my best to do that. Another option is keeping it drying it out, putting a fresh filter in there, and just not using it unless you need it. Like for the most part, I like to boil my water anyway, and I'd prefer not to use the filter. So that's one tactic. Just keep a dry one in here, and you don't use it unless you need to filter water for whatever reason. I like to cook on fires. That's my preferred way to do it. Just have an open fire, but it's not always convenient. It's not always practical. It just depends on the situation, right? Like this last weekend, I was at George Bushcraft, big event out in a big open field, basically camping in my truck. And I wasn't allowed to just build a fire in the middle of their field. So I can have something as simple as this. I also keep a butane stove in my truck, so just really fast, easy cooking. But I don't generally carry those on the trail with me. What I like to carry on the trail is this. This is an alcohol stove. Tiny little titanium, compact, weighs practically nothing. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, there's nothing there at all. Fill that up with a little bit of alcohol, and then I'll stick it in my titanium stove here. So alcohol goes in, stove goes here, pot goes on top, and I'm cooking with gas. Piece of cake. I like this little compass, and I'm just always curious what the temperature is. So it's got a little thermometer on there. A backup compass to my main one, which is in the other pocket. But some leather gloves. In the wintertime, gloves are really a good idea. One, because it's freaking cold. Two, because you're handling fire a lot more, and I like to cook with cast iron stove or cast iron skillets and things like that, and just grabbing stuff in the fire just makes life a little bit easier on your hands and keeps you from scalding them. And in here, I've got some tent stakes. Just keep 4 stakes in there. Put them in the glove so they don't stab holes in my bag. But just really light aluminum tent stakes. And then this is where I keep my cordage. So kind of my part of my shelter system. Quite a bit of cordage here. There's probably all in all 100 feet, something like that, of cordage, but broken up into smaller sections. Because sometimes you don't need 50 feet. Sometimes you just need a few. One cool thing about this pack is that you can open it from the top like this, and then you get a whole lot more real estate. I mean, that's a giant, big space right there that I can put a lot more equipment in, and I'll show you what I do with that extra space in just a minute. But if you don't want to have to dig in this roll top portion of the pack, and while I'm thinking about it, something I'm going to do to this pack is I'm going to treat it with some silicone spray so I can waterproof it a bit more, because, you know, it's just nice to have stuff waterproof if you can do it. But the cool thing about this pack is I can open up this whole big section of the pack by unzipping that portion right here. And I can open this thing up and I can see all the stuff in the main compartment. And I really, really like that. In here, the small little organizational pouch, I've just got some navigational stuff, just backups. I mean, obviously, I've got my cell phone and I've got GPS and all that. But if you've ever used GPS, you know that it.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. Music buff Tina at a Nashville vacation home, or
doesn't work. So this is just backup stuff. Small little notepad, right in the rain, notepad, pen, compass, and then a local map of my area. Big tarp. This is a 10 by 10 tarp from Big Agnes. Really, really lightweight, super light, but very, very waterproof. Really, really good stuff. I've used this to cover the bed of my truck and sleep in the back of my truck. Chickens are going crazy over there. So there's my primary means of shelter. I'm happy sleeping under a poncho. I've got my poncho in here. I keep it where the water bladder is. And since we're on that subject, I always keep a poncho in the water bladder pouch. I don't like water bladders, mostly because they're a pain in the butt to clean after you use them. So I don't generally use water bladders. I like water bottles, unless I'm like really on the go and don't have time to stop. But I keep my poncho inside, folded up nice and neat inside of there in that water bladder compartment. So that's where I like to keep that poncho. I'm really happy sleeping under a poncho. That's what I generally do for the most part, especially if I'm traveling light. But if I want to, I can take this with me. I could always ditch it if I want to, leave it in the truck if I want to go lighter. But it's nice to have a big 10 by 10 shelter. Spare clothes. In this, I'm not going to open this up, I don't think. Yeah, you know what? Yes, I will. I'm going to open this up and throw it right here. Here, I keep chickens.
That was Maggie chasing the chicken. So naughty.
All right. So in here, this is all spare clothes in this dry bag. Because if you get wet in the wintertime, it sucks, right? Most of the time, you're probably not going to die, but you're going to be really, really miserable. So I like to have spare clothes in here. This is just an extra insulating layer, a puffy jacket, down-filled jacket. Really lightweight, weighs nothing, but it is extra, extra cozy and warm. And it's nice to be able to put something on, especially if you've gotten wet at all, whether it's from rain or just sweating. It's nice to put something on dry to sleep in, that's for sure. We talked about a bandage earlier. This is just a great big cloth, cotton cloth. It can be used for all sorts of things. A towel drying off after you take a bath in the creek, name it. You can use it for that. In here, this is wool stuff. I've got socks. I've got an extra pair of socks. I've got a wool cap. I've got wool long johns, top and bottoms. So warm clothes, dry clothes. If I should get sweaty, wet from whatever reason, I can go to bed really, really cozy, warm and dry by putting this stuff on right there. I've got a spare pair of pants and a spare wool t-shirt. Extra clothes. Moving on. This is a bivy bag. It's a waterproof Gore-Tex military bivy bag that I can put my sleeping bag inside. My sleeping bag is not in here, and we'll talk about that in just a second, why it's not in here. But this is a bivy bag that all of my sleep system can go in, and I can just be wrapped up in a cocoon. Even if I don't use a tarp over top of me, this will keep me nice and warm and dry. And then some trash bags. I think there's 2 or 3 trash bags in the bottom here, used for all sorts of things. And then I've got 3 meals in the pack. I could obviously add more if I chose to, but 3 meals is good, and it will keep me going for a couple days for sure. So in my truck, I do not keep this in the pack because this is a down-filled sleeping bag, and you don't want to keep a down-filled sleeping bag compressed for long periods of time, because if you compress the insulation for a long period of time, it's not going to keep you as warm. We've got to keep it nice and loose and lofty, and that's why I keep it in this big mesh bag right here. This is from Big Agnes. This one is called, terrible names, the Lost Ranger UL 3-in-1 20 degrees Fahrenheit bag. Around here, 20 degree Fahrenheit bag. If you have extra warm layers of clothing to keep you warm, it's gonna be usually good enough. But I've slept in this one down to, I think, teens, and I've been very cozy and warm. But it is a sleep system. It has an inflatable sleep pad, which is extremely comfortable. A little bit, I would say, unreliable because you have to be careful with them, because if you poke a hole in it, you're laying on the ground and you're going to get cold. But extremely comfortable and really, really warm. So I don't know. It's hard to give that up. Once I went with the inflatable sleep pads, it's hard to go back. So really like that. But integrated in here is the sleeping bag. Here is a sleeping bag, a full sleeping bag that you can get in. And this actually goes inside of the top quilt that's integrated and kind of has a drawstring that wraps around the sleeping pad. So it's all kind of integrated and works together. And it comes with the inflatable, or the bag to inflate your sleep pad and everything. Really, really handy piece of kit. And I really, really enjoy, I really look forward to getting in this sleeping bag at night in the wintertime when you're shivering by the fire. It's very, very comfortable. I sleep just as good in this probably as I do in my bed at home. I really like it. But this stays in the truck seat and not squished in my pack. All right, guys. Hey, I really do appreciate you watching. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Leave in the comments things that I'm forgetting. That would be great. I'm sure you've got something on your mind right now that I forgot to put in there. That would be fantastic, because I am not perfect, believe it or not. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already. See you next time.
Speaking of bug out bags, put a 1 in chat if you want to see what I'm coming out with soon. That's going to be on my merch site soon and other sweet designs. Thank you for joining us for part 4 of Unique Weather Thinking. We hope this installment has provided valuable insights into weather-focused prepping strategies. Remember, the key to successful prepping lies in understanding and adapting to the challenges posed by extreme weather conditions. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family to help spread the message of preparedness. We also encourage you to leave a comment below with your thoughts, experiences, or questions about prepping for weather-related challenges. Your input is always appreciated. For more resources, tips, and updates, please visit our LinkTree, where you'll find everything unique prepping in one convenient place. From community links to social and donation links, we have you covered. Being prepared is not just about survival, it's about ensuring a better quality of life during tough times. Whether you're facing storms, heat waves, or unexpected emergencies, the knowledge and tools you gain from these discussions can make a significant difference. As always, we appreciate your continued support and dedication to this community. Together, we can create a network of resilience and hope, ready to face whatever challenges may come our way. I love you all. Remember Philippians 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. Stay prepared, stay blessed, and stay unique. God bless.
Nutrient survival isn't just survival food. It's special ops grade. Built to the nutritional standards of the U.S. Special Ops and packed with 40 essential nutrients. Formulated to sustain energy, sharpen focus, and keep you and your family thriving during any emergency. Real food, real ingredients. Oh, and a 25-year shelf life. Our meals will kick your taste buds in the mouth and have them coming back for dessert. Yeah, we've got that too. So whether you're digging in or bugging out, you don't just survive an emergency situation, you thrive in it. Nutrient Survival. Feed your freedom.
Hey community, Unique Prepping has partnered up with Hunter Brothers Coffee. It's a veteran-owned coffee company out of Pennsylvania. They sell across the world, and have light, medium, dark roasts, ground or whole beans, and even flavored coffee. If you like to order coffee, use my link in the description of this video or go to my LinkTree. At checkout you'll get a 9% discount. Order you some coffee and help support veterans in need and help get service dogs as well. Thank you, and let's help our veterans since they helped keep our country safe.
Making moves like a chess piece, always on the grind in this game called life. Gotta sharpen up the mind. Unique prepping, got the vision locked and loaded. Every challenge that arises, I'm determined, I'm devoted. Stay ready for the call and to life's demands, and we'll rise together. We'll take our stance. Unique prepping, it's more than a show. We're building foundations, we're ready to grow. Like, share, comment, let your voice be known. Together we can thrive, we're never alone. Every view, every like, your support is the fire that keeps me hyped. Comment, depth, and insight, share the vision wide. This community's growing and we'll ride this tide. So go ahead and subscribe, don't miss a beat. Tune in next time, let's make this complete. Unique prepping, it's more than a show. We're building foundations, we're ready to grow. Like, share, comment, let your voice be known. Together we can thrive, we're never alone. Let that fire ignite. See you next time, let's keep it bright. Like, share, comment. Prepping, it's more than a show. We're building foundations, we're ready to grow. Like, share, comment, let your voice be known. Together we can thrive, we're never alone. You pushing forward, let that fire ignite. See you next time, let's make this complete. Unique prepping, it's more than a show. We're building foundations, we're ready to grow. Like, share, comment, let your voice be known. Together we can thrive, we're never alone. Never alone. Never alone. Keep pushing forward, let that fire ignite. See you next time, let's keep it bright. Yeah. Let that fire ignite. See you next time, let's keep it bright.
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew 5 verse 9 KJV.